Hi, I'm Phil. Welcome back to my channel. So, record day has passed. It was about a week ago, and I wanted to listen to all of the stuff that I picked up before I did my record store day version. I know, there's a gazillion what I got on record store day videos out there. So, those of you who do subscribe to my channel, perhaps you'd be interested in seeing what I picked up. I noticed a lot of the stuff that I watch wasn't necessarily the stuff that I did pick up, and I did notice from the things that I watched that there were some things I wish I would have gotten. One of those that I really tried to get was the Buster Williams Pinnacle. I really tried to get that. I didn't see it anywhere, and online it was completely sold out. I actually had purchased it from a website a few days after when it said they had them restocked through the Record Store Day Market, and then I got the email later that night that said that my order had been refunded because they had sold it. So that kind of stunk. I was really excited to have finally gotten a copy and just to see it disappear again. So I'll hold out. Hopefully they'll get a repress, or hopefully another opportunity will cross my path to be able to pick that up and not pay the flipper rates for it, of course. But here are the videos that I did, and not the videos, here are the records that I did pick up. I'd be interested if you got these and what you thought of them as well. So the first one that I picked up, I actually didn't see this on any of the YouTube videos of stuff that people picked up. Let me take off the outer sleeve there and see if this helps. But the glare is going to be really astronomical on this. This is the Colt. It is weapon of choice. You can see this interesting shiny, but it is the choice of weapon album that was doctored up after they had made this version. So this is the stripped down version, so to speak, the Let It Be Naked, I suppose, of this excellent album by the Cult. And the sound quality is not as great as I would have liked it to be, but it was enjoyable and listenable. The next album that I picked up was this one. The funny thing is that a lot of times when you start seeing things that are going to get re-announced or repressed, you start seeing some of the older versions appear in the used bins. I did see this and thought, well, the Record Store Day version does say on the hype sticker that it's newly remastered from the analog tapes, so perhaps it'll sound slightly better than the originals. So I did not pick up the original, pick this one up, and I've enjoyed it. It's a definitely different sounding than what I had expected, but still enjoyable nonetheless. The next one was a sleeper. It was a blind buy. I saw it and thought, you know what? Looks interesting. I'll check it out. I'd heard a couple things about it, but had no idea who the band was or anything. And I'm so thankful I did. And that was this one, SRC Milestones. Absolutely beautiful sounding. You know, 60s, 70s, when it was originally released, 60s, 70s, yeah, 69, psych rock, absolutely banger. It's a stellar sounding album. I'm so thankful I picked that up. Next one, I've had a digital copy for eons, and I've always wondered if I'd ever see it on vinyl, and sure enough, for Record Store Day they did, and I'm thankful because that was this compilation album, Megadeth Hidden Treasures. It's composed mostly of songs that appeared in movie soundtracks and tribute albums and things like that from Megadeth. So that being said, the quality between the songs does alter, changes. I'm not sure what the original source is. I'm pretty positive it was probably a digital source. It would have been nice to have this had been mastered by, a recent modern remastering engineer. That's great. But one of the good things about it is it did come in a polyline sleeve. The SRC also came in a polyline sleeve. That was really nice. The Black Sabbath one did not. It came in a regular old paper sleeve there, you can see. And the Cult, I believe, also came in a polyline sleeve. The Cult did as well, yeah. So that's kind of cool that you're starting to see more of that as well. The next one that I picked up, and the last one that was an actual Record Store Day release. The rest in this video are going to be composed mainly of non-Record Store Day albums that I picked up for Record Store Day. But the last Record Store Day one was this one, Caitlin Butts, Yeehaw Sessions. I first heard on Sirius radio one of her songs a while back that I just thought, wow, that's so cool, so catchy. It's very country sounding, old school country, not modern pop country like so many of the modern artists. But she's definitely modern, but sounds like she belongs right in that canon with Tammy Wynette and Loretta Lynn and the like. Very, very thankful to have picked that up as well. Now, this next stack is stuff that I picked up. And the thing I love about Record Store Day is it's not just about these new records that come out from the Record Store Day organization, but it's also record stores celebrating what they do have. Well, many of them offer amazing discounts. They'll put things in their dollar bins and $2 bins and things like that that normally would be their $5 and $10 just to clear out back stock. Or some of their overstock normally. That's fantastic. Actually, I know that there's a record store here that has their normal dollar bin. They're doing like 12 for $1 or something. So I mean, it's still a good deal, right? So these are all stuff that you can get for like 50% off, 60% off. It's fantastic. And a lot of record stores will put out, they'll hold back on those last few weeks before Record Store Day, any buys they get, so they can just do a really nice dump on Record Store Day to drive traffic into their store. So that's what I'll show you today. And I was super surprised because I never see some of these in the wild. It was this one, Alice Cooper Constrictor. I so thankful that I finally found this. And the thing about all of these that I'm about to show you is they're all definite VG plus. Some of them are rather minty, actually, which was surprising. The discs themselves, some of the jackets you might see on this one, I think there is some wear. You have some ring wear and stuff up here, but it's absolutely fantastic. Of course, my main reason for wanting this is because it features He's Back, the man behind the mask from Friday the 13th movie. Absolutely stellar to have this finally. Of course, Teenage Frankenstein as well. Next one, another original pressing in the shrink. Open, but in the shrink. This one, Great White, Once Bitten. So happy to finally have this as well and learn more about the cover art. That's what I love about albums as well, is being able to deep dive into the and like has an old original price tag there on the back, or receipt rather. Another one that I really enjoyed picking up was this one, Lionel Richie, Dancing on the Ceiling, and you can start to connect the dots between some of these and the artists that appear on each of these albums. I should do another Friday vinyl playlist for some of these just to bring light to those. Another one is one that I've been looking for a while and never really saw, and that's this one, Hunter Gatherer by Avatar. Just a really grooving record. I had it on CD. Really thankful to finally get this as well, and it really thumps and pounds. Next one is another one that I never see actually in original. I see the modern represses, but I never actually come across an original or an original that's in really good shape, and that's this one, It's Bad by Michael Jackson. Now, unfortunately, even though the disc is very clean, I'm getting, my stylus is just popping right out of those grooves. Really stinks. Maybe it needs to be ultrasonically cleaned, which I don't have. I'd love to have one to be able to, I want to test one. Show it on my channel, even though there's many other channels that do the same. But yeah, so sadly, I don't know what to do. I want to keep it. Maybe someday when I upgrade my player and my stylus. I have a Ortofon Blue, but yeah, maybe I need better. I don't know. But it really stinks that it's jumping out of the grooves on this because I can't notice any distortions at all in it. Does it happen to anybody else? Or is there something I'm not seeing, like a microline fracture in the disc or something like that? I don't know. Another one is another album that I'd heard a lot about, never saw, so I finally picked it up. It was $1. Why not? Johnny Winter, Nothing But the Blues. And man, wow, I definitely got to dip into his back catalog. This was really absolutely amazing and fantastic to hear, and I just love that image there. And it's cool to be able to connect all the dots of these musicians and their ties with each other, and the production of the albums themselves as well. Another one, a record that I really don't see in public often. I see a lot of his EP, but I don't see a lot of this one, and that's Skyscraper by David Lee Roth. And it was just fantastic to finally re-listen to this. I hadn't listened to it since I was young, and it was great to reacquaint myself with this album. And I remember the music videos and just the push behind him and Stevie Vai, and this was fantastic. And it was definitely great to hear how he went from one great guitarist to another. And I know Steve Vai thought high of, I know he refers to him as Edward, and it's nice to hear that you can tell it's Steve Vai. It's beautiful. Another one is another one. This next one is another one that I never thought I would see in the public. and I did, and I'm very thankful for that. And that is this one. It's the Scorpions Blackout. It's on the German Fame label. It does sound absolutely amazing. I've compared it to my original Mercury version from the United States, and this one blows it out of the water. I wonder if the original German press is that much better than this or not, because I know that my Animal Magnetism, I believe, Fame really sounded spectacular and amazing, and this definitely is a great one to have. I'm very thankful. There's the old Fame inner sleeve there. Very thankful to have that one. This next one was a disappointment, but I remember the soundtrack fondly. So I picked up the soundtrack, and that is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Unfortunately, it's missing some of those tracks now. Yes, the Cars Rhino Hi-Fi is probably the best that I'll ever hear their song, but some of the other songs that were in the movie that aren't on this are rather sad, but I understand licensing and things, how that works. But instead of saying what is on it, I should say what's not on it, right? I don't know. Next one, I was completely stunned to see this because it's something I never see. Now, maybe I'm looking in the wrong places, looking for love in all the wrong places, as they like to say. But it's this one, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I know the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom soundtrack by John Williams, of course, and very thankful to pick this up, and have not yet given it a spin, but at least I have it. And another one, great movie from my childhood. Absolutely fantastic to have. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan soundtrack, of course, from Jerry Goldsmith, and it's absolutely fantastic. And you can see here the let's see if I can. Oh, James Horner. James Horner. My apologies. You can see here the back with all the images. Now, I remember the back in the when I was a kid. You could not listen to. They didn't have like we do today with streaming and everything. So if you wanted to rewatch something, you had to get those little Scholastic picture books and maybe pop on the soundtrack and listen. And I remember doing that for many of my favorite movies from the 70s and 80s. And then another great movie. I have not yet listened to the soundtrack, but here it is, Rambo, First Blood, Part 2. This one's by Jerry Goldsmith, yeah. So it was super cool to get this because it's another one that I never seen. It's on that, how do you pronounce it? Vares Sarabande logo, a label there. Someday if I ever find the original John Carpenter's Halloween on the same label, or if any of you do, let me know. Anyways, that's what I picked up for Record Store Day. A few that were actual Record Store Day releases and a few that were not, but did definitely help support my local record store. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you picked up. I'd be interested to know. And even more importantly, remember to like and subscribe this video so you can be notified when I have the next one drop. I'm thinking of doing another one. I did come across a not Record Store Day just the week before Record Store Day, a dollar bin, and I couldn't believe the stuff that I found. It wasn't always in the best shape, but I got it for $1. And there's a couple in there that I'm like, what the world? Can't believe this was in a $1 stack, and it's still playable. Maybe a couple pops or two, but it's a good placement holder, I guess, for $1. Anyways, I'm thinking of dropping that one later today or tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, there's magic in these grooves. I'll see you next time.